$2.30 seems about appropriate for the amount of time we got out of that. Let's do. I think I've done some of the Moral Machine before, but it's been a long time. Welcome to the Moral Machine. Okay, just give me a moment here to get screen regions. This website has 3 main functional interfaces that can be accessed from the menu bar. Judge. You will be presented with random moral decisions that a machine is facing. For example, a self-driving car which does not have passengers in it. The car can sense the presence and approximate identification of pedestrians on the road ahead of it. Start judging. Hold on, let me go. We're going to go intermission so I can set up the screen region appropriately on the other tab. Because normally, like, you got to do like a heavy zoom in. There you go. What should the self-driving car do? Should it hit the pedestrian or smash into the barrier and kill us? What should the car do? Or what would I like the car to do if I were driving? Like, I got a couple of questions about this. So we decide what should means. Okay, so let's assume we're programming the AI for the car. This one's tough for me, okay? Like, the person, they are at a crosswalk. They're crossing. Perhaps they entered the crosswalk unsafely. They may have the right of way, no matter what. But still, you got to use your brain when you do the crosswalk. Oh, show description. Good point. In this case, the self-driving car will sudden brake failure will continue ahead and drive through a pedestrian crossing. This will result in dead, 1 female athlete. In this case, the self-driving car with sudden brake failure will swerve and crash into a concrete barrier, which will result in dead, 1 large woman. Honestly, the description of the victims does not factor into my decision-making process. The whole meat and potato of this, in my opinion, is based on the entry to the crosswalk. If the crosswalk was entered safely by the pedestrian, then the pedestrian should not die. If the crosswalk was entered unsafely, then the pedestrian should take the heat. Let's say that this time the car should yeet itself. Okay. In this case, the self-driving car with sudden brake failure will swerve and drive through a pedestrian crossing in the other lane. This will result in dead, 1 man, 1 elderly woman, 1 boy, 1 female athlete. So here's the real problem for me now, is that if the car has brake failure, I think the people in the car should always get yeeted if there's brake failure. Yes, you must go into the barrier. Sudden brake failure. Sudden brake failure. You go into the barrier. Okay, now this is... They had to put a stroller there, huh? Oh, the crosswalk lights show whether or not it's legal. Okay. Pedestrian, just a normal pedestrian crossing. It will hit 2 girls, a female athlete, and a baby. In this case, you must swerve. If they cross legally and the car has a mechanical problem, the car must be destroyed. Green light, green light. I hate to say it, similar situation. If they're crossing legally, the car must go into the barrier. One homeless person, one woman. Sorry to tell you, you go into the barrier. All right, okay, now we're getting into it. Now we're getting into it. You're crossing illegally. Note the affected pedestrians are abiding by the law. Note the affected pedestrians are not abiding by the law. Goodbye. The laws are what separates us from the animals. What should the self-driving car do? If you're crossing legally, then you live. Congratulations. What should the self-driving car do? Okay, look. In this case, I hate to say, you gotta hit the dog. Come on. You're crossing illegally, you're going down. Legal crossing. This one just doesn't even make sense to me. Why are you driving in a lane that has a barrier in it? I think you should have to die because they made a mistake to begin with. They're crossing legally. You can't hit them. It's not fair. They're crossing illegally. You eat it. It's just that simple. Now here's the one. This one is the hardest one of all. The dog is driving the car, for the record. I know it's self-driving, but this one hurts. This one hurts. Because if I'm in the self-driving car and somebody jaywalks with their baby, I don't think that I should be punished. Even though the baby didn't make the decision. As much as it's... Then again, that's true. My brakes did fail. Shouldn't have cheaped out. Shouldn't have bought the Nikola. Did my brakes fail because of the fact that I didn't maintain them properly? Or did my brakes fail due to a manufacturer's defect that couldn't have otherwise been foretold? Well, it's what should the AI do, not what should... I don't know, dude. Like, if you're just putting yourself in the mindset, right? If I were a jaywalker and I crossed illegally and I got hit, I think I would just be like, you know what? Fair enough. I knew the risks. They shouldn't have been crossing. If anything, I actually resent, assuming this is the baby's mother, I actually resent the baby's mother more. It's almost like she has a stroller, so she's like, guess what? I can do whatever I want. You're not going to hit me. And the car is like, we'll see about that, right? Like when I'm walking out with the stroller, I don't even put the stroller close to the edge of the sidewalk. Because I'm like, what if like a sudden gust of wind takes it, or there's an icy patch, or somebody hops the curb, etc., etc. I stay way back, and then I push, when the light changes. If I was in the car, and the car was driving legally, but because people broke the law, I died, I would be furious. I would be pissed. Even if my dog was in the driver's seat. Like, can you imagine how pissed you would be if you were like in the passenger seat of a self-driving car and your car was like, oh, some people are jaywalking, now you gotta die. I would be furious. For sure. Dude, I don't care. I would be pissed. I would be dead, but I would be pissed. Would you like to help us better understand your judgment? I'm going to hit yes, but I don't know what that means. I'm not going to answer those questions. All right. Let's see how we compare. Results. Most saved character, young boy. Most killed character, old man. Saving more lives does not matter or matters a lot. Matters less to me than other people. Protecting passengers does not matter. How can people be pro saving pedestrians and also passengers? Upholding the law. Oh, God. Look, I know how this looks, okay? This looks like I'm like lawful evil, right? But the thing is, if they had just obeyed the law, then this whole situation would have been avoided. All these other things, all these other dilemmas, for the most part, are caused by people walking when they're not supposed to walk. If they just followed the signs, you wouldn't have to worry about it. That's my take on the subject. At least for jaywalking. Look, this is very simple. If there's a light, and when the light's green, it says walk, you won't get hit by a car. And when the light's red and it says don't walk, you're going to get hit by a car. If you walk on red, you take your life into your own hands to some extent. You've assumed a degree of risk. And if you want to argue, I resent the fact that our cities were made with cars have so much real estate in the city and pedestrians have so little. Yeah, I agree. But I didn't build Chicago. I didn't build Vancouver. I didn't build New York City. You don't just get to be like, I'm going to go, You got to wait for the light. Otherwise, it's your risk. Anyway. I don't think you get to just walk regardless of the light, just because you're the walker. I don't believe in that. Now, I don't believe that you should get hit just because you cross illegally. But if I'm in an autonomous vehicle, my brakes are out, I want the car to hit the jaywalker. If you see a jaywalker, I definitely don't think you should speed up to hit them. You should hit the brakes, obviously. But if you have no other option in this false dilemma, they threw the first stone. I take that. Look at that, ladies. I'll be honest with you. I think that there's not a large enough data set for me to have taken, for this to be apt. And similarly right here. Oh, come on. This is gaslighting. That's just a coincidence based on the way that they concocted the situations. At no point did it even factor into my brain that I was hitting more large people than fit people. Now, what I might say is maybe the fit people, because they're running outside more often, maybe they respect the traffic lights a little bit more. I'm not saying it. If anything, MIT is saying it. Social value preference. Anyway, I'm learning, dude. A lot of people, they just want to, they think they should be able to cross the street whenever it's convenient for them. That's crazy to me. I can't even imagine. You're on a busy road with 500 people crossing or driving every every traffic light, and you're like, no, I gotta get to a store on the other side. That's wild, man. I'm honestly, I'm learning that I might be the only sane person here to begin with. Anyway, I don't know what we're gonna do next. This is normally when the stream's over. Let me think about it for a minute. Probably not gonna do a Polar Express speed run. That does sound fun, but I don't have a GameCube hooked up right now, unfortunately. Let me think about what else do I have in my notepad document. Dr. Trolley's problem. We could probably cut that out. Goodbye. So here's the thing with the GeoGuessr Battle Royale, okay? I want to play more of the GeoGuessr Battle Royale, and somebody did make a Google Chrome extension that removes people's names and pictures. You're gonna laugh at me. The problem I have with the extension is I have a strict policy of never just downloading and executing code that people specifically make knowing that there's a good chance that I'm going to use it. It just seems like actually one of the worst things you could actually do. And I don't actually at all believe that they would do that and like have it send my saved passwords to them or something. But you're taking on a certain amount of liability when you do that, okay? Read the source code live. I'm just like, I got a limited amount of time, and even more limited amount of knowledge. So we will not do a live code review. I'm very glad somebody else, Goalmore on Twitter, took the moral machine test and also got the law matters a lot to you. Which I'm happy to see because it's true. It matters. All right, hold on. I got to think. One thing I was thinking is I'm going to install it. I'm not sure if we're going to play it right now, but I've been dabbling a little bit more with some Slay the Spire. Not much, but just I'm gonna keep it installed on the computer, just for the occasional daily challenges and stuff like that. When does the Monster Train DLC come out, by the way? Never? Oh no, it's... Is it being made by the Isaac team? I don't know why I'm so zoomed in here either, but... you know what? I do still have Trackmania installed. You're not wrong. It could be fun to play some Trackmania. I thought about Slasher's Keep. I bet we'll play some Slasher's Keep next week. That's my expectation, is we'll probably play some Slasher's Keep next week. Apparently this is just going to be my installing stream now. Here's my take on the subject, okay? I don't think they should do Steam sales anymore. You already own all the shit that's in the Steam sales that you wanted to buy anyway. Don't need it anymore, right? Are you really going to go buy Fallout New Vegas for like the 70th time? Stop doing Steam sales, because when you do Steam sales, people tend not to release many new games on Steam. And when you don't release new games on Steam, it creates a problem. Because there's no new stuff to play except for Dr. Trolley's problem. Okay. I need to do some two-factor and forget your password stuff in order to get back into Trackmania, because Ubisoft doesn't want to give Valve a little slice of the... They don't want to give Valve their pound of flesh. So I'm just gonna temporarily go on this no camera overlay, and if it works immediately, we'll probably play some Trackmania. If it doesn't work immediately, then we will never play Trackmania again. So this one is really for all the marbles. This is for the future of the stream. I think I'm in. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm in. Yo, that's a great idea. We should totally play the coin game again. You know what? I think that's a good way to round out this stream. Let's do 1 hour of the coin game. And let's do 1 hour of Trackmania. Dude, they gotta add multiplayer to the coin game, though. What is the coin game? It's an arcade. It's like a Dave & Buster's. December 24th, big update. New location, 8 new games, 18-hole mini golf, and cheap pizza. Oh, baby. Another game for mini golf. Okay, now here's the next question. Is Trackmania even installed? Yes. Look at that. It does have to update, but this whole game is like 4 megabytes. Somehow. You know what? It's a great point. Well, while I'm doing some administrative works, let's also disable the Chrome Plus or the Control Plus extension, dude. My extensions, Control Plus. Deactivate. There you go. Welcome to the dumpster temporarily until we get invited back to a Twitch Rivals. And then the next step, we're going to round out the stream with a little Trackmania and then the new arcade in the coin game. Look at that.